Let's be real. If you're in marketing or publishing, or heck, if you run any kind of business with a website, you are feeling it right now. There's this massive, kind of confusing, and really urgent shift happening in search, all thanks to AI. It honestly feels like the ground is just moving right under our feet. So let's dive into this and figure out what is really going on.
Okay, so this might sound a little dramatic, right? But this quote from a recent Reddit thread, it just perfectly captures the fear that's out there. Is this the end of a whole industry? Are we all just rearranging deck chairs on the Titanic? It's a pretty provocative thought, and honestly, it's one we have to take seriously.
So let's just get this out of the way first. Your fears, they're not baseless. The panic is real for a reason. A fundamental, massive change is absolutely underway, and the old world of search engine optimization is being completely, and I mean completely, upended. Marketing advisor Gaetano DiNardi calls this the great normalization, and that really hits the nail on the head. For years, the game was all about pumping up traffic numbers with simple informational content, making those charts go up and to the right to make the bosses happy. Well, that whole playbook, the one that glorified these giant hordes of clicks that never actually did anything for the business, it's obsolete now. This isn't just a slump, it's a necessary correction.
And here, you can see the proof in the pudding. This is that top-of-funnel collapse in action. We're seeing B2B tech clients with traffic to their glossary and FAQ pages just plummeting, down by as much as 70%. And why is that happening? Well, it's pretty simple. AI summaries are just eating up all those basic definitional questions. Those clicks, which, let's be honest, almost never led to a sale anyway, are just gone.
And this isn't just affecting a few B2B companies. The impact is way broader than that. As Carolyn Shelby, an SEO expert with 30 years in the game, points out, the whole blogging for dollars business model, spinning up cheap content sites and just slapping ads all over them, that's just not going to work anymore. And this isn't some small dip we're talking about. Gartner is predicting that traditional search engine volume is going to fall by 25% as more people just turn to AI. The entire pie is actually shrinking.
And that brings us back to this incredible analogy. I mean, it just perfectly captures the scale of what's happening. This isn't just an upgrade. We're not getting slightly faster dial-up. We're witnessing a complete paradigm shift, moving from a system of human-curated links to something way more direct, way more integrated. But, and this is a big but, here's where the story pivots. Disruption doesn't always have to mean extinction. Yeah, the old world is crumbling, but a new one is being built in its place. Search isn't disappearing, it's evolving into something fundamentally different. Which brings us right back to the central question, the one that kicked this whole thing off. Is it really over? This quote from Carolyn Shelby is such a powerful way to reframe the problem. We get so fixated on that 25% drop, but what about the traffic that's still there? She points out that even 1% of a trillion searches is, well, it's 10 billion searches. The goal isn't to get all the traffic anymore, it's to get the right traffic, the people who are actually ready to convert. It's a huge shift from quantity to quality. SEO consultant Barry Adams puts it another way. He says peak search is already behind us. The total number of clicks Google sends out to the web has basically flatlined. And what that means is that search is now a zero-sum game. When you get a click, your competitor doesn't. You can't just ride the wave of Google's growth anymore. You have to actively fight for your slice of a now fixed pie. Now, this brings us to a brand new reality and a really critical new concept from Lemuel Park over at Bright Edge, agentic AI. And no, these are not just chatbots answering questions. These are AI systems that are actively visiting your website, comparing your products to your competitors, and making recommendations for a user, all in real time. In a very real sense, they are your new customers. And if you think this is some far-off sci-fi future, think again. According to Park's research, a mind-blowing 33%, a third of all organic searches, are already coming from these AI agents. The future's here, and it is browsing your website right now. This is a massive and mostly invisible shift in where your so-called traffic is coming from. So, if the game has changed this dramatically, what are the new rules? I mean, how do you even operate in this new world? Well, the core objective has shifted. It's no longer about just ranking pages. It's about becoming the authoritative source that the AI models themselves trust and decide to cite. So what's job number one? Carolyn Shelby's top piece of advice is to get back to the technical fundamentals. Can these AI agents actually crawl your site properly? Can they get your content in the way you need them to? Your job is to make sure your core message is accessible at a machine level. If your key info is hidden behind a fancy tab or a click to expand toggle, guess what? An AI might miss it completely.
This new reality really forces us to question everything we thought we knew. I mean, what about the oldest pillar of SEO? Backlinks. Do these traditional signals of authority still carry any weight in an AI-first world?
Well, growth advisor Kevin Indig analyzed 35,000 data points to answer that very question, and what he found is pretty stunning. This table shows the correlation between different kinds of links and being mentioned by an AI. Now, just look at the numbers for follow links versus no-follow links. In traditional SEO, we were all taught that no-follow links were basically worthless for ranking. But here, their correlation to AI mentions is nearly identical.
Let me just say that again, because this is a huge deal. According to this data, no-follow links have the same impact as regular links on AI visibility. This completely changes the entire game for link building. A mention in a high-authority place like Forbes or the New York Times, even with a no-follow link, is now incredibly valuable because it's a huge signal to the AIs that you're a trusted source.
Okay, so we've covered the disruption and the new rules. Now let's get to the most important part, the playbook. We've pulled together advice from all these experts into 4 clear, actionable strategies you can use to navigate this new era. First up, as Barry Adams advises, you have to become unforgettable. If your website is basically interchangeable with 10 others in your niche, you are going to have a very, very bad time. This means creating unique content that an AI can't just easily summarize and spit out. Think original research, podcasts, videos. It means actually talking to your customers to find out what they really need. It means building a brand. Second, for the leaders in the room, you need to adopt some new strategic imperatives. SEO leader Dan Taylor lays out a really clear 4-step process. 1. Audit your AI traffic like it's its own distinct channel. 2. Track the market so you can tell the difference between an industry-wide shift and your team's performance. 3. Invest in ecosystem visibility. That means getting mentioned on third-party sites, forums, directories. And 4. Measure the indirect value of search. Track how it lifts up your other channels. Strategy number 3. Focus on business value. Gaetano DiNardi's playbook is beautifully simple. Stop chasing that high-volume, top-of-funnel traffic that's disappearing anyway. Instead, prioritize content for the middle and bottom of the funnel. We're talking product comparisons, case studies, stuff that actually influences someone to buy. And, crucially, diversify your channels beyond just organic search. And finally, you have to understand the new customer journey. Lemuel Park explains that the old linear funnel we all learned about, the one you see on the left, it's dead. On the right, that's the new model. AI has become the primary research layer. People do their discovery and their comparison inside AI tools. Then, when they're ready to actually convert, to buy something, to sign up, that's when they turn to traditional organic search. Your SEO foundation is now the conversion engine that AI discovery feeds into. So, to wrap this all up, the entire game has been reframed. SEO isn't dead, not by a long shot. But the version of SEO that was focused on just gaming algorithms for vanity traffic, that is absolutely dead. In this new world, dominated by AI agents and intelligent summaries, the goal is no longer just to rank. The ultimate question you need to be asking yourself is this: how do I become the trusted, authoritative, and unforgettable source?